Hey, the other thing is, uh, I've been making wine stoppers as gifts over Christmas, and I get tired of using my wide parting tool to cut apart stuff. It takes up too much wood off of those little blanks. Well, a number of years ago at the Lancaster Woodcraft store where we used to meet at Susquehanna, I bought one of his 3/4 inch carbide tip blades with the intent of doing resawing on my Rikon. Well, that blade has very brittle metal to it. I had it welded 2 times beside the original weld. And the other day I put it back on because I was so frustrated with resawing not going right. So I put this blade back on. It worked pretty good, but toward the end, I saw a bump happening. I looked at it. It had suffered another crack from one of the teeth out, and it was about to shoot off and punch a hole in the side of the shop. So I took it off and I said, I am not messing with that anymore. It's going in the trash. I said, no, wait a minute. I can make something. I'm in the middle of experimentation right now with making thin parting tools with this. I thought I had created a great idea until I laid it down on the wood and it jumped all over the place. And then when I hauled in, it wanted to pull me. So I said, oh, I got the teeth turned the wrong way. So I made another one with the teeth turned the other way and put it on the rest and brought it up like you would a normal, well, not normal, but brought it up. And then it wanted to yank itself in. I think it'll work, but I'm going to have to grind off all these teeth and leave only 1 or 2 at the end. Any comments?
I think that would work better with the lathe off. Just use it as a saw.
Yeah, well, I have a Japanese saw for that. Cuts a little nicer than this.
Okay.
But I wanted to make a thin parting tool, that'll part. And so I'm going to keep playing with it. I thought some of the engineer guys might tell me that I'm all wet, and that's probably true.
Well,
I'm kind of a farmer. So
let me go back to gallery view and see what we get. Anybody got a comment on that?
Jim, it's Gerald here. Another suggestion for a thin parting tool: take a stiff butter knife and sharpen the end just like a regular parting tool would be. Works pretty well.
Okay, my wife decided to get rid of a set of knives which she could never get sharp as she liked. I won't say why. Probably I wasn't doing a good job of it. So she tossed them out. I rescued 1 or 2 of them, but a knife like that scares me. I guess you have to dull the edge and then only make the point, the sharp point, right?
Butter knife only.
Oh, only butter knife. Okay. But couldn't you do it if with a regular like paring knife, a little short paring knife, just dull the top edge and then make the point work?
Don't know. They're a little flexible.
Yeah, well, that's part of the virtue, though, isn't it? You want some flexibility in a thin one, but maybe I'm wrong.
Hey,
Mike,
hey,
that
Jim,
might have been
ever,
Mike Pease's video. Yes, Barry.
a lot of shops have these little DeWalt 735 planes, and their blades are they're well under 1/8 of an inch. They're probably somewhere between a 16th and 3/32. And they have holes cut in them for repositional mounting, but the holes aside, they make wonderful cutoff tools. They are high-speed steel, and they're stiff enough that they're not gonna chatter and bow. Your problem there, I think, with using these saw blades is the tooth. A saw blade wants to be used in tension, not in compression. And when you put that tooth against the wood turning, it's trying to compress the blade. And it's like if you took an old wooden handsaw and you saw it into timber, as soon as it starts to chatter, it won't stop. You have to, there's a rocking action you have to maintain. And I don't believe, unless you approach cutting off from the underside of your object on the lathe, so that you're putting the blade in tension, you're not going to get happiness out of that. But if you try grinding a 735 blade, I got a number of them here and they work really well.
Barry, that's a good suggestion. I have a 735, and for some reason I just couldn't throw the blades away when they got a nick or dull. I'm going to go do it. That's a great idea. I didn't think about them. There are a number of them underneath my planer right now. So,
And I want to say, if you use
Wood shop. Thank God for wood.